Alright, you guys, welcome back to some more Ley-Line. We just got through all of the craziness of the main story here, and we have arrived at the Ushio route, or the Ushio episode, whatever you'd like to call it. We're gonna see how that goes. Hopefully it's a little bit more peaceful, a little bit more relaxing than the rest of the last few episodes have been. Not that I minded that. It was great. It was absolutely awesome. But I think we deserve a little bit of peace here at the end. Michiru is still asleep in my room. Oh yeah, Michiru's still around too. She has quite the peaceful expression on her face. Even her breathing sounds relaxed. It's nothing more than a hunch, but I think she'll probably wake up soon. Well, if someone's knocking on the door or making so much noise in the morning, yeah. Ah, yes?
Koga-kun, 入っても大丈夫ですか?
Okay, you can come in anytime. My sister's here though, so no funny business. I respond to the knock on my door. Muko and Murakumo enter my room. I thought Muko was alone, so it's a bit unexpected. Yeah, what is this guy doing here? Why are you here, Shizuka-chan? Well, I was under the impression it was just her. I didn't think I was gonna let you both in. No, you're more than welcome.
Michiru-sanの様子を見に行くと言うと、一緒に行きたいと言われましたので。
Hey, don't be picking up on my sister, okay?
まだ寝てんのか?
Watching you. Still asleep? Yeah. Look over to the bed as I answer and they do the same. Michiru continues her slumber unperturbed. Dang, she's a heavy sleeper. Both of them look at her worriedly.
Michiru-san wa...
She's fine, I'm pretty sure she'll wake up soon.
本当か?
Yeah.
そうか.
Why do they keep mentioning whether she'll wake up soon? That makes me think there's something wrong. Seems that he feels responsible for making her use her power. Well, he was the one who summoned her, so that's to be expected.
こんなに寝込んでしまうとは思っていませんでした。君が彼女に力を使わせるのを嫌がるのもわかります。
Oh, okay. So maybe Mitsuyoshi is like used to that. Yeah, but it's fine. As I said, she should be waking up
どうして
soon.
そう言い切れるのですか?
さっきもそうだったけど、お前なんか軽くねえか?
Well, this has happened several times before. Based on my past experiences, around the time she should be coming too. Wow, okay, he knows his sister rather well. Oh, see what I...
お兄ちゃん、うるさい。
What do you mean I was too loud? There's other people in this room. Michiru opens her eyes as we're talking. That's the first thing she says when waking up, huh? It's a sign that she's gotten her energy back, I suppose. My bad. How are you feeling? As she gets up, she looks down the room and notices Muko and Murakumo, causing her to look away out of
突
embarrassment.
然来てしまってごめんなさい。みちるさんの様子が気になったので。あ、はい。
なあ、もう大丈夫なのか?
今回が初めてじゃないし、前にも何度か似たようなことあったから。
そうか。でも無理すんなよ。
So, are we gonna ever get an explanation of why she just randomly shows up? Like, that was so out of left field for me. And I know I've been saying that a lot about a lot of things that have been happening, but I don't know, I just didn't expect it. Like, it was kind of a surprise. Out of all the things that happened, like, that was probably one of the most surprising. Like, everything else I was kind of getting an idea of, like, maybe that's the case, you know? I think that and maybe Louis' reveal, I think that was a kind of a surprise. It makes sense, though. Seems a bit relieved now that he's heard straight from the horse's mouth the same response I gave. But yeah, I just didn't expect her to show up in that way. That was quite the surprise. A welcome one, though. That being said, her condition this time was worse than previous instances. I should probably have her rest for a little longer. Your face is still pale. Seriously, don't force yourself.
わかってる。自分でもいつもと違うのには気づいてるよ。
As long as you know that. I pet her head as I say that and she brushes my hand away, apparently not fond of the gesture.
頭撫でないでくれるかな。僕、子供じゃないんだから。
Okay, sorry. I gave a wry smile and removed my hand, at which time I noticed that Muko and Murakumo are staring at us. Michiru notices as well and turns away again from them, embarrassed. This happens all the time, no need to worry. I think it's probably interesting for Shizuka, you know, because he's an older brother, right? Or no, hold up. I think she's older, isn't she? I don't know. Either way, he's got a sister, okay? So I think it's kind of weird for him to see Mitsuyoshi, like, also having a sister. Probably isn't used to that.
そうですか。
お前ら仲悪いのか？
I don't think so. It's true that we don't act as close as he and Sumi-chan do. Okay, good, they are mentioning that. But if I mention that, he'd probably get mad. Really? Muko turns from our conversation towards Michiru. Michiru then proceeds to look at me as if she's asking me what to do. Having picked up on that, Muko starts talking to
あ
her.
なたのおかげで助かりました。僕のおかげ？はい。あなたがいなければ、私たちは今こうして話せていなかったと思います。
It's quite interesting how opposite Michiru is from Mitsuyoshi. Like, she seems like really nervous, unsure of herself. I think part of that's probably that she's been a little bit sheltered. It kind of seems like he's wanted to kind of protect her, so he's kind of kept her, I think, maybe from some things. And maybe that's because she was always nervous and always kind of like this. I don't know. But it's quite interesting that he's kind of very polar opposite. More confident, just kind of is able to handle more than she is. And I mean that mentally. I think, like, magic-wise, she's a lot more capable. Let's just be honest.
そんなの別に。ありがとうございます。
Well, I guess he's more physically capable too, because he's really strong. I don't know where I was going with that.
はい。
Michiru starts fidgeting awkwardly when she sees Muko give a deep bow. She's embarrassed about it, but she seems genuinely happy that she's being thanked. Alright, could I ask you two a favor?
頼みたいこと？
なんだよ。なんかあんのか？
No, I was just wondering if you two would mind looking after her for a while. I point at Michiru as I say that, and all three of them look perplexed. I've got a checkup tomorrow, and I have to go to the hospital.
定期検診。
は？ってなんでお前そん？
ダメ。今月はダメ。僕も行く。
What? Not this month? What do you mean not in this month? What are you saying? Ah, don't get up. Just settle down for now. When I mention my regular checkup, Michiru springs up from the bed. I try to restrain her, but she gives a dissatisfied look and glares at me. You haven't completely recovered yet. I'll go by myself. Oh, come on now. Even if she says that there's no way I can bring her along in this state. Getting off past experiences, if she doesn't rest now, her condition's only going to deteriorate. Well, we're finally starting to see the little sister character here. Is it this line? Frick, it won't play. Yeah, she's finally starting to grow into that role. Seeing us like this, Murukuma looks confused.
なあ、定期検診ってなんだよ。
古賀くんは以前から体に不調を訴えている部分があったんです。それで
ここに来る前から定期検診を受けてたってわけか。
はい。
As I'm trying to convince Michiru to stay here, Muko gives Murukuma a quick explanation. Seems to understand, but he still looks concerned given how frantic Michiru is being. Have they mentioned these checkups before? I mean, obviously we know about his illness, but I don't think they really mentioned him leaving the campus to go to the hospital or anything before. Realizing that I'm not going to budge on my decision, Michiru turns to Muko and suddenly grasps her hand.
お願いがあります。お兄ちゃんの
She's such a stuttering mess compared to Mitsuyoshi.
どうしたんですか？
She's probably gonna want Muko to go with them.
病院に
Yeah.
ついていてもらえませんか？一緒に。
With Michiru's hand still on hers, Muko is at a loss. I'm sure that even someone like her couldn't see this coming. Hey Michiru, enough's enough.
ぜひお願いします。お兄ちゃん一人だと心配なんです。
Listen to me, will you?
うるさい。お兄ちゃんは黙ってて。
Wow, okay.
お
Feisty.
願いします。
Thanks, frickin' little sister. Being aggressive to your big brother.
それは別に構いませんか。
Are you sure? She agrees to Michiru's request, perhaps due to the pressure being put on her.
本当ですか？ええ、ついていきますから、そんなに心配しなくても。よかった。なんだかごめんなさい。
She was so desperate a minute ago, and now realizing that she's still holding Muko's hands, rushes to release them. She's back to fidgeting and letting her eyes wander.
お前、ここまで心配されるほど悪いのかよ。
Yeah, you should treat me with some respect, okay? No, not really. She's worried about something unrelated to the hospital, but well, it's really not that big of a
は
deal.
意味わかんねえよ。
Apparently he's part homunculus, so that was kind of interesting. I'm glad he wasn't like full on homunculus. Like, I'm glad they kind of like, I don't know, gave a better explanation of what exactly is going on with him. That he's partly human, but he's also partly homunculus. But somehow he got for that portal. We don't think about that one too hard. Yeah, I know.
自分のことだろうが。
I was gonna start explaining, but then I realized how childish or rather simple of a thing it was and decided not to. Michiru probably doesn't want me to anyways.
とにかく確かに請け負いました。明日はきちんと古賀くんに付き添います。はい。本当にありがとうございます。
And so it's settled that she's coming along with me tomorrow. She's very formal. I've noticed that. If I refuse, Michiru would just start whining again, so I keep my mouth shut for now.
それでは彼女のことは村雲くんにお任せしてよろしいですか？
I wonder if Ushio's route's gonna be like Ushio and I trying to get closer, but then our sister just constantly cockblocks us. What if that's what's gonna happen?
ああ、わかった。もう、みちる、お前。うん。じゃあ、こいつのことは任せとけ。
Thanks.
いいえ、それでは失礼いたします。
Also, don't think I didn't notice that right here. He tries to call her Morphe. That's cute. He's still like kind of stuck on that. I wonder if there's more to that though. Why did he? I don't understand how he summoned her like that. Why was she technically Morphe, and then why did end up being Michiru? That's I don't know. That's a story for another time, I guess. I wonder if they'll get into that more maybe in the next game. I don't see that happening in Ushio's route, but we'll see.
じゃあ、またな。
I see the two of them out of my room, but on second thought, I should probably talk to her about tomorrow. Michiru, I'll be right back. Hey, Muko.
何ですか？
I step out into the hallway and she turns to look at me confused. Look, I know Michiru asked you to come, but you don't have to if you don't want to. There's no need for you to waste your day off.
ああ、その件ならお気になさらず。私も20年前のことが学園の外ではどう処理されているのか調べてみたいと思っていたんです。
Ah, how convenient.
君が検査に行く日に一緒に出かけて調べれば、二度出かける手間は省けます。
I see. So basically coming with me to the hospital is just on the side. Her main objective is to do
それに
research.
人に頼まれて承諾したことはきちんと責任を持ってやり遂げます。
Oh. What? She's staring at me intently. It's like she wants to confirm something about me. Feels awkward, almost like she's trying to say that nothing
古
escapes
賀
her.
君、何か様子がおかしくはないですか？
I think there's a lot of reasons for him to be acting differently. With everything that just happened with the school, and then his sister suddenly appearing, the one he's really trying to like hide from the school and protect. I don't think I'm any different from usual. I messed up. Saying that implies that there is something different about me. There's no way she wouldn't pick up on that. As expected, she looks at me with doubtful
何か
eyes.
私について来られると困るようなことでも？
No, I wouldn't say
で
that.
は、どうしてです？
Oh, it's nothing. Well, whatever. Forget I said anything. She still doesn't look convinced. I'm fully aware that it was quite the inarticulate
わ
response.
かりました。それでは明日の朝、寮の前で待っていますので、
Sure.
遅れないようにしてください。
However, she doesn't press any further and simply turns and leaves after confirming where and when we're meeting. I would hope I'm not late. I mean, this is my appointment. The next day, I'm meeting Muko outside the dorm to go out. If I keep her waiting, I'll most likely be faced with her icy glare again, so I leave my room early in order to avoid that. However... Whoa, okay. Casual, Muko? Okay. I mean, that's more casual. The moment I set foot outside the dorms, I see Muko already there. Check my watch, and it's clearly way before the designated time. How early did she get here? She must really hate being late. But this isn't the time to be pondering that. I arrived before our meeting time, and I still made her wait. As I run up to her, she looks over at me, having noticed my presence. Sorry for making you wait.
いいえ、私が早めに来ただけですから。
Well, yeah, but
それ
still.
にしても思っていたより早かったですね。君のことだからもっと遅くなるかと思いました。
Wow, thanks for the trust here. Shouldn't you have taken your time and said that?
どうしてそうなるのですか?
If she thought that'd be late, then there shouldn't have been any need for her to get here so early. Not to mention more than 10 minutes before the scheduled time. Wow, yeah, you guys are very early. Well, I'm thinking that she looks displeased and says I'm reading my thoughts.
私は待ち合わせの10分前に来るのは当然のマナーだという考えですので。
That makes sense, I guess.
では何の問題もないでしょう。それとも私が10分前に来ていることで君には何か不利益があるとでも?
Why are you constantly accusing us of something? She keeps looking for a way to get us to say that we're inconveniencing her. Then why did you get here more than 10 minutes early? Right now it's exactly 10 minutes before when we promised to meet. She clams up, unable to refute me. For once, I'm the one questioning her, and it makes me want to tease her. Oh, I get it. Are you the kind of person who gets excited the night before a school trip and can't sleep?
どういう意味ですか?
It is exactly what it sounds like. Did you get here early because you're too excited about our excursion?
そのように勘違いされるのは心外です。
Really now?
そうです。どうして私が君と出かけるのを楽しみにしなければいけないんですか?
Aw, did we struck a nerve? I'm just kidding. No need to get so angry. That was fun, but if I keep this up, I'll be in for it later, so I stop here. I love when he teases her. They have such like a good dynamic. It's really cute. This should be obvious, but she's in casual clothes today, though I guess I am too. Come to think of it, this is the first time I've seen her in something other than the school's uniform. We've never had a need to wear anything other than that, so this is a refreshing
何です
experience.
か?
She notices me staring at her and looks back at me with a displeased expression. Nothing, just think about how these are the clothes that you normally wear. When I answer her question, she looks even more
君
disgusted.
は本当に繊細な気遣いのできない人ですね。
Am I now? Huh? Why are you so angry?
別に不機嫌ではありません。
It's hard to tell. You sure look that way,
違
though.
います。
No matter how I look at it, she's clearly unhappy, despite her stubbornly insisting that I'm wrong. Was it because I was teasing her earlier? It's more or less what I do all the time, so I can't imagine that I would tick her off that much. I definitely feel like he's teased her a lot less. Like, even teasing Shizuka, he's done a lot less of, too. I mean, he gets a few jabs in there, but not nearly as much as, like, I remember there being in the first game. So I guess that was one thing it did really well. Like I said, the first game was good, but this game has been... The second part has been a lot better. Let's just say that. A lot more going on story-wise. Could it be that she didn't like how I was staring so hard at her clothes? No, I can't be. It was clearly my comment that annoyed her.
まったく君という人は早く行きましょう。
Wait,
何です?
did you want me to say that your clothes look good on you or that you look cute in them or something? He's still going with this.
は? なぜ私がそんなことを言われなければならないんです?
I don't know. You were talking about tax, so I thought it might have been that.
そういうところが気遣いがなってないと言ってるのです。
Like, oh, we're just digging a deeper grave right now. She says that angrily and briskly walks off. I seem to have dug myself into an even deeper hole. That much I can tell. Hey, wait, Muko. I run to catch up to her and immediately regret putting her in a bad mood. She was gracious enough to accompany me to the hospital, so I should pay her back in kind. What if we're gonna make more crystal ball moments? What the heck? This is a different scenery. The plan was to visit the hospital first, now my checkup finished in the morning. I understand we're going to the hospital, but it's just so weird that they added something else for the background. It's been a while. Then we go do the research that Muko wanted to do. That's why we're here at the hospital now, but... you're completely booked.
そうなんです。申し訳ありません。
Did you not have an appointment? Why would you go to the hospital without an appointment? Muko is at a loss for words after hearing that from the receptionist. It seems that some sort of medical equipment was reserved and I can't have my checkup done right now. In other words, I'd have to wait for several hours. Well, nothing I can do about that. This throws a wrench into our plans, but all we have to do is reverse the order of events. Can I make an appointment for this
わかり
afternoon
ました
then?。
午後からですね。
Whose voice is that?
わかりました。午後からですね。
I know that voice. I know somebody's gonna comment. Tell me what voice I know that from. It's... Is it from 9-9 somewhere? Yes, please. Once that's done, I notice that Muko is staring intently at me. Doesn't look pleased, and clearly wants to say something to me. No, I know exactly what she wants to say
な
already.
ぜ朝から予約をしておかなかったのですか？理解不能なのですが。
Actually, Ushio, I completely agree with you. Like, who goes to the hospital just expecting to get an appointment then and there? I mean, I don't know how different it is in Japan, but like, nah, I would never, like, just show up, you know? Say the first thing that comes to mind and unable to find a better response. It's not an argument that I can refute. As I'm being put in a tough spot, the nurse watching us
三
giggles.
吉くんはいつもお昼くらいに来てるもんね。その時間だと空いてるから予約なしでも行けるし。
Let's see, it's not the voice of the teacher, right? From 9-9? Satsuki? Not her voice? Again, I don't know. It sounds kind of similar, but I'm not confident in that guess at all. They're not as busy, so we can get away without making an appointment. Yeah, normally that'd be the case. Okay, so interestingly enough, we know the nurse, apparently. That's some Japanese hospitality right there. Here in America, they'd be like, oh, I don't remember half the people that come through the door.
今日はこの後に予定が入ってからいつもと違う時間だったの？
I definitely know this voice, so it's bothering me so bad that I can't, like, be sure of who it is. You could say that.
そうか。なるほど。
Hearing the nurse try to smooth things over, Muko goes quiet. I thought that she misunderstood the reasoning, but instead I see an even more displeased expression on her
それ
face.
じゃあ予約しておいたから午後からまた来てくださいね。
Oh, what's her name from, Cafe Stella? Kind of sounds like her, too. Okay, I need to just let this go. It's gonna bother me. Anyway, I marked you down. Okay, thanks. Handing me a card with the appointment time written on it, she waves goodbye with a grin on her face. I wave back and we walk away from the reception desk. I still think if you're a reoccurring patient, they would just book you every month. That's what they do here in America. I mean, our healthcare system sucks, like, don't get me wrong. But at least that's one thing they do. They just make you an appointment. You're like, okay, when you leave your one appointment, you make another appointment before you go, so you always know what time it's gonna be at. They should expect you. I wave back and walk away from the reception desk. I'm gonna look at Muko and she sees that her mood hasn't improved. He's been like this all morning, though I suppose I'm the cause of it. Did you want to get your research done
君
first?
は随分あの受付の人と仲がいいようですね。
Yeah, you're jealous of the receptionist? I've come here so many times that she remembers me
そ
now.
れで名前まで。
You want to call me by my given name? What's wrong with that?
何でもありません。
She averts her gaze and grouchily walks off. Okay. Little moody. You know, it happens sometimes. Leaving the hospital, we head to the library to look for information about the incident 20 years ago, but we don't find anything helpful
や
to
はり
us.
新聞記事になっていること以上の情報は。
I mean, is that not helpful? There are only articles saying that a bolt of lightning struck the school, so it was swept under the rug as nothing more than a freak accident. So a bunch of kids died, and that's all the reporting they did? Like, oh yeah, you know, lightning bolt hit the school, a bunch of kids died, yada yada yada. Nothing tragic, right?
実際にきっかけは事故だったという可能性もありますね。ですが、20年前に何か特別なことがあったのは間違いないと思うのですが。
I definitely think it was way more intentional than a bolt of lightning. We looked through everything that seemed vaguely relevant, but in the end there was nothing that described anything more than the accident. I think it was either someone's firepower went out of control. I think it's interesting, though, that both Koga's parents... Oh, okay. I need to stop saying Koga, because there's two of them now. Mitsuyoshi's parents died in a fire, and then something at the school happened where a bunch of people died in a fire. I think that's kind of coincidental, wouldn't you say? There's a little bit maybe more to that, but who knows? Looked through everything that seemed vaguely relevant, but then there was nothing that described anything more than that accident. I don't know. I always speculated that Michiru would have some kind of firepower, just because, you know, he's very protective of his sister, and maybe her powers went berserk or something, and that's what caused the fire. But there's also fire at the school. If I really want to connect those two, I mean, I don't think she's 20 years old, so that wouldn't have worked. Finding it pointless to continue, we take a break and come to a cafe near the hospital. I wonder if this is gonna go in some kind of like Voldemort direction from Harry Potter, where like the principal like came to our house and tried to like kill her, you know, as she was a baby or something. Who knows? Finding it pointless to continue, we take a break and come to a cafe near the hospital.
しかし、落雷事故とみなされているのはわかるのですが、不可解な点もあります。
Oh, good. We're actually gonna go into this. And look, we're at a cafe together. Ooh. Got a little date. Must have been on our mind the entire time we were looking
事故
into
のこ
it.
とと一緒に、行方不明者の名前も記事に載っているかと思ったのですが。
But there was only the confirmed victims. Huh, I wonder why.
考えられる事情としては、行方不明になった生徒については、扱いが微妙なラインだったのかもしれません。
I think a lot of this shit got covered up. Like, I think they either like lied or misled people about what actually like happened and who was missing. What do you mean?
死亡したのか、していないのか、明確に判断できなかったのかも。それだと私の推理とも合致しますし。
She responds with that, continues following the train of thought. I mean, where would they have gone if they're not dead? Like, I'm trying to understand the logic there. Like, where would they have gone? Like, they went missing? Like, they got kidnapped? Like, no, this is a fire. If they're not in the building, if you didn't find a body, they're probably just dead. She responds with that, continues following that train of thought.
もしくは、行方不明扱いですらない。存在そのものがなかったことになっている。
What are they implying? Are they implying that there was some sort of magic use? I mean, we already know about hypnotism, right? So we know you could, like, you get people to, like, just conveniently ignore things. I mean, to what extent am I willing to go with that, though? Like, that they put some kind of spell on the newspapers that people would read, so when they got the information, they would instantly, like, just ignore the rest of the facts there? I don't know. It's not even possible having people going missing is a huge
そ
deal.
れはまだわかりません。でも現にそのような扱いになっています。ムツキのこともそこまでニュースにもなっていませんでしたし。
Gosh, is the third game just gonna be about a massive conspiracy that they like brainwashed everyone into, you know, forgetting about all these different people?
魔術の力を使えばある程度の情報統制はできる。
I don't know, can we erase someone's existence? To the fact that, like, most people who knew them wouldn't remember them? Thinks out loud with her head tilted, but it's still nothing more than conjecture. It just means that we don't have all the pieces of the puzzle yet.
できればもう少し手がかりが手に入ればいいのですが。
It's gonna be hard, even if there's more information out there, finding it would be easier said than done. Yeah, we already know that they've tried to hide everything about 1992, so...
まだ 今の状況では考えをまとめきれない。
I think the first time I've seen her this distressed. Usually she'd come up with a solution in no time and all, but not today. It's gonna show how much the incident 20 years ago is shrouded in mystery. In any case, it doesn't seem like we'll be able to find anything else by searching outside the school.
ええ、そうですね。
I'm sure we get the same results elsewhere, which means that spending any more effort like this is
当時の
pointless.
関係者に話を聞ければいいのかもしれませんが、20年以上前ですから。
I think that's a good idea, because we have to remember right now the principal's missing, so this is the best time for us just to go dig into some shit. Like, to really just explore the school, like, push boundaries, because who's gonna stop us right now? Does it happen within the school? I doubt asking the students' parents would do us any good, and they probably don't want to be reminded of it.
その時に生き残った生徒を探すという手もありますが、まずそのためには生徒名簿を探さなければ。それにしても外部ならもう少し何か資料があると思ったのですが。
Yeah, there were no accounts of the missing students, so if there was only something that would give us the slightest hint, was it not considered a serious enough matter at the time? I think it was. I'm guessing they downplayed it. From what we're hearing, it sounds like they did something to cover it up, like brainwashing, or they. I mean, I don't even know. What else would I think it happened besides that? I don't know. They had to have just made it seem like it wasn't what it was. Let's do another thorough search of the principal's office when we get back. Maybe we'll find a list of students from 20 years
え
ago.
え、そうですね。
Be a bunch of hidden places we don't know about, so we'd have to look over the entire campus
大
too.
変な手間にはなりますが、とりあえず今はそれ以上に策はありません。
And I've always wondered, and I don't think it has any relevancy now. They talked about looking to see if the parts of the school were rebuilt. So I'm wondering if there's like places that are kind of, they blocked off, making it seem like there wasn't anything more there. But at a certain point there was. We know a lot of the school was rebuilt, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's like a hidden passage or something at that got changed. That maybe there's more to that room. We'll have to see. You can ask Subaki-chan for help. She'd probably know about some places that would come across as odd.
風紀委員長代理の身分さんにはあまり他のことで負担をかけさせたくありませんが、今の状況ではそうも言ってられませんね。
Yeah, let's talk to her when we get back. She nods and takes a deep breath after sipping from the cup of black tea before her. I mean, I think if she's the chairwoman, I think she's the right person to go to about things like that. Given the heavy nature of the topic, it seems that she's gotten over what happened at the hospital. After researching at the library and discussing her next steps here, her anger has subsided. She looks extremely calm as she drinks her tea. Isn't that way too much sugar you're putting in?
甘いものは頭の働きを活性化させるんです。
Speaking of which, there was one time when she just kept dumping sugar into her tea. Does that even taste good? Hey
何で
Muko,
すか？
there was one time you put a ton of sugar into your tea and drank it, right?
そんなこともありましたね。
Does that actually taste good? Doesn't it become sugar water at that point? I asked that as I drink my coffee and she furrows her brow ever so
あ
slightly.
れはあれで甘くて美味しいものですから、そんなゲテモノみたいに言われる筋合いはありません。君にはどうせわからないんでしょうね。
I don't know. I've read a lot of things that say like when you add too much sugar to something, like the negative health benefit of that like kind of outweighs the other health benefits you get from it. So it's like you might as you might as well not drink it. There we go. If I could talk today, that would be great. You ever have those days you just have a hard time speaking English? This is my one and only language, and I have trouble with it. Okay. Oh, why?
それです。
He's referring to the coffee I'm drinking. She frowns as she stares at me.
君はどうせブラックですよね。
I can't do straight coffee like that. I'm like, ugh. How'd you know?
だと思いました。君はどうせ砂糖もミルクも必要ない人生なの
Oh,
でしょ。
you don't even put milk in it either. Like, that's gross. Like, I could kind of bear it if there's at least some milk in there, but I mean, I don't add straight sugar. I do like a syrup, like a flavor of some kind. But I try not to do like too much. Feels that for someone with a huge sweet tooth like her, drinking coffee without either of those things is unbelievable. I mean, I don't want it like super sweet either. Like you can definitely make it way too sweet, but I don't know if I could just drink it straight. That's gross. But there are plenty of people in the world who also drink their coffee black. What, you can't drink it black?
その言い方は心外です。
Why? It's the truth, no?
違います。飲めないのではなく、飲まないのです。
I mean, that's fair.
そうです。その言い方では大きな誤解を生みますので。
She resumes drinking her cup of tea. Doesn't seem like she put that much sugar in this time, though.
お待たせいたしました。ご注文のアフタヌーンティーセットです。
あ、こちらです。
テーブルの上、失礼しますね。
Freaking Japan, having tea sets.
はい。
In the middle of our conversation, a waitress comes with the cake she ordered, but it's a 3-tier stand with an assortment of different cakes. That looks like diabetes. Like, how are you supposed to eat that much? So we got, like, cake. It looks like cheesecake maybe down here. Okay. That would be a lot for 2 people. Just the bottom tier. Let's go to the next tier. I'm guessing these are, why am I blanking on the name? Anyways, but you'd put those with jam and stuff. Biscuits. It's too early in the morning. I can't. It's not even that early and I'm just blanking. But then we go to the top tier. The top tier is a lot, okay? I would have trouble finishing one of these. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. I would have trouble finishing even one of those. Like, I would have trouble finishing maybe one slice of cake. I just don't eat that much sweets anymore. I like sweets, don't get me wrong, but that's a lot. In my view, this is too much for one person to finish, but Michiru doesn't even bat an eye after seeing it. What was she thinking when she ordered this? After setting it down, the waitress bows and leaves. That sure is a lot.
そうですね。
It's in the menu, it comes on a stand, but I didn't think it'd be this big. I honestly think they should have warned her about this. I mean, what kind of waitress are you? Like, hey, this is like meant for like a whole group of people here. I wonder what's going through her mind right now as she's gazing at this incredible assortment of pastries. Her expression hasn't changed, but I get the feeling that she's comparing them to each other. She's trying to figure out which one to start with. As I'm wondering that, I see that she seems a little more excited than usual. Do you plan on finishing that by yourself?
何か問題でも?
Yeah, there's a lot of problems with that, Muko. No, don't feed into her. I'd only dampen her mood if I said anything more. I keep quiet and watch her as she finishes her gaze on one. It seems that she's decided. She reaches out for the strawberry shortcake and transfers it to her plate, never taking her eyes off of it. She slowly takes a bite of the cake topped with a mountain of whipped cream. The next moment, her eyes open wide and her expression brightens.
美味しい。
Wholesome, Muko? Never seen her make this face before. I guess this is a home run for her. I don't know, is she gonna just sample everything? I feel like that's the only way you could enjoy this, is if you just kind of ate a few bites of each. Sure, I could see you doing that and not getting full. Like, that would be fine. And possibly avoiding type 1 diabetes as well. But if you eat this whole thing, I can't imagine. Her radiant expression makes her poker face a minute ago seem like a lie. She's enjoying it, though. The look of ecstasy on her face. I can see her happily savoring every bite she takes. It's rare for her to so openly display her emotions. It might just be the first time I've seen this before. I've witnessed something very precious. Proof of how tasty that cake must be. Hey, does it really taste that good? What? She looks a bit annoyed by my question. Her happiness vanishes due to my interrupting her supreme bliss. I brace myself for what's to come, knowing that I've been souring her mood all day.
どうせ君は甘いものは嫌いでしょ?
Huh? How did she come to that conclusion? I don't recall her ever saying that. Did she assume that because I can handle bitter and spicy foods, I don't dislike them at all? Why do you think that? I'm curious.
だって
Go on. So I wait for her to respond. She starts mumbling. How cute. Oh, okay, we're flirting.
君は辛いものが好きだからてっきりそれに今だってそんなコーヒーを飲んでいるじゃありませんか
I knew that would be the reasoning behind it, but that seems uncharacteristic of her. I wasn't expecting such a sloppy deduction from you. Just because I like spicy things doesn't mean I hate sweet things.
そうですね
There are people out there who enjoy both. I enjoy both. Like, I'll put sriracha on like a lot of the food I eat, but I also like sweet things too.
確かにそうです
She looks back and forth between me and the cakes, fidgeting all the while. She glances at the cake she started on, the uneaten ones on the stand, and then back to me. The cakes are occupying more of her attention than I am. I mean, look at those cakes. Those are pretty fancy. I mean, even if she's like not gonna be able to finish all those. I mean, it looks like there's a matcha one in here. There's some kind of strawberries. There's a lot of strawberries I've noticed in Japanese cakes. They like a lot of like fresh elements to it, I guess. Her hands have completely stopped moving. So it looks like she's carefully cataloging the cakes that are on the stand. It's obvious what she's trying to get at. She's trying to be considerate and wants to figure out how many of the cakes she'd be willing to part with and share with me. This is amusing. Hey.
何ですか
I've never had any of the cakes from this place before.
そうなんですか
Is he gonna try to see how many he can get? I think that would be hilarious. He's gonna like really like guilt her into getting a lot of them. I say that while deliberately staring at the cakes. She's taken aback by this revelation. She'd normally be more suspicious of my behavior, but I'm not seeing that at all right now. Although I've been here several times before, since it's close to the hospital.
ではなぜ食べたことがないのです
It's hard for a guy to order sweets when he's by himself.
なるほどそういうわけですか
She accepts my forced excuse. I'm pretty sure I'm not imagining the reluctance on her face. However, she soon seems to have strengthened her resolve and put some of the cake onto a plate, offering them to
こ
me.
れよかったらどうぞ
Her hands appear to be trembling slightly as they hold the plate. Seeing her like this really makes me want to tease her even more. Huh. That few. He's getting the upper hand here. She goes stiff, the plate still in her hands. I bet she never saw that coming. If she thought about this carefully, she would have noticed that I'm acting out of character, but she's always been weak to curveballs. Look at how many there are. There's no way you could finish that many by yourself.
それは
She's unable to deny the truth that I'm sure she was already well aware of. Now then, I wonder how she'll react.
すみませんもう少し増やします
She picks out a few more cakes from the stand and stacks them onto the plate. The number of cakes on either of them are gradually evening out.
どのくらいがいいですかやはり半分ずつくらいでしょうか
Her voice was faltering, dismayed about having to compromise.
古賀くん
He's trying to keep character. This is too funny. She looks so serious I couldn't help but burst into laughter. Her eyes open wide in surprise. Looks like she's finally figured out that I was teasing her.
何なんですか君は人がせっかく
Haha, my bad. I can't eat anything because of my checkup, so you go ahead and enjoy yourself.
はあじゃあ最初からそう君趣味が悪すぎますよ
Again, I'm sorry. I wanted to tell you the truth later, but I couldn't help it since you look so reluctant. I might have gone a bit too far. She's so mad that she's unable to say anything. I totally deserve it, but I fear for what will happen if I don't calm her down somehow. I'm really sorry I went too far. Go ahead, you can finish off the cakes. Whoa, feeding her! I cut off a piece of cake with a fork and extended it before her. I'm sure she'll feel better when she takes a bite of the cake she loves so much. A complicated expression on her face, she simply stares at the fork. Not eating it.
食べます
Here, eat up. I slowly move the fork closer to her mouth and she eats directly off of it. I was expecting her to take the fork from me, but instead she acts like a baby chick being fed. Is it good?
美味しいです
She responds, looking dejected. Well, I feel bad that he couldn't have taken a bite first. You know, they could have had an indirect kiss. I hand her the fork when she meekly accepts, and she starts digging, which she meekly accepts, and she starts digging into the cake. She's not entirely satisfied, but at the very least she seems mildly happy as she's eating. It's amazing what good food can do, and the scene puts a smile on my face.
何ですか?
No, nothing. I'm just glad you're enjoying it.
そうですか。
Feeding her cake was the right choice. Normally she would have lashed out at me more, but there's none of that right now. She smiles contentedly, not noticing my gaze. I guess she's become honest when she's eating her beloved sweets. If not for that, she would have never eaten the piece of cake I offered her like that. There's still time until my checkup, so there's no need to rush. I feel like we're in one of Omar's dreams right now, which feels bad mentioning that because, you know, it's gone. I did not realize that herself after finishing the cakes, her mood has taken a complete 180. I don't know, I wonder if all the night students are actually still alive. I wonder, because we have to realize that, you know, Kral is... And some of y'all speculated that there's actually somebody else who knows time magic too. But I'm just gonna go ahead and assume it was Kral. Kral, you know, could probably put them in some kind of stasis, you know, trap them in time, so they could still be alive. It could just be, like, being summoned for some kind of experiment, you know? I have no idea. I might not have realized it herself, but after finishing the cakes, her mood has taken a complete 180. Her grumpiness from this morning was completely overwritten by the joy she experienced. With that taken care of, we head straight for the hospital, so it's almost time for my appointment. I really hope she didn't eat all those cakes. Like, did she not, like, take a to-go box or something? Because that was a ridiculous amount of food. Unless it was a lot smaller than it looked. Those cakes look like full-size slices. It's time for my checkup and we're back at the hospital. Even though her business was completed, Muko is still tagging along. I don't mind if you want to kill some time somewhere
お
else.
気になさらず。
Yeah, but I'd hate making you wait for me. If only it weren't for Michiru practically forcing the task upon her. Muko can't do anything other than wait while I get my checkup done. That doesn't exactly sound like fun. You're coming along with me was just an aside to the research
確かに
anyways.
私の調べ物は終わりましたので、古賀くんの付き添いはついでになりますね。ですが、みちるさんから君に付き添ってほしいと頼まれていますから。
It's very much like her to stubbornly refuse to break the promise she made with Michiru. Even if I begged her to wait for me somewhere else, she'd just demand a reason.
ですから、きちんと最後まで付き添わせていただきます。
Well, if you insist. She's probably been suspicious of my behavior this entire time, and so she says
昨
quietly.
日からどうも君の態度が煮え切らないのですが、そろそろ事情を説明していただいてもよろしいでしょうか。
Well, there's nothing really going on. It's just hard to talk about it. Basically, I'm embarrassed about exposing my private life in front of others. How am I supposed to explain
それ
that?
とも、何か私には説明できないことでもあるのですか？
That's
で
not
は
it.
ご説明くださいますか？
You see,
古賀さん、お待たせしました。
my name is called as I'm about to explain this delicate matter. Turning the direction of the voice to see a lone nurse standing there.
お体にお変わりはありませんか？
I noticed some changes in my body after seeing you. Hello there. How are you doing? Nurse, best girl? Yeah? Okay. Nothing major, I don't think.
急に体調が悪くなったり、気分が悪くなったりなんてことも起こってませんか？
They're so goated for giving the nurse a sprite. Like, this is great. That's my last visit in
以
particular.
前の検査以降は良好ということですね。
If we don't count frickin' Fujito's route, then yeah, we haven't been sick. Yeah, I guess so.
お変わりがないようなら一安心です。
Sorry, I was a little thirsty. After this brief Q&A session, she gives me a big friendly smile.
三吉くん、
Eh,
久しぶり。
Uh-oh.
元気みたいでよかった。ほっとしたよ。
Uh-oh. I don't like that look on her face. You haven't told there's nothing to worry about.
でもやっぱり検査とかあると心配になるじゃない。どうしてるのかなっていうのも気になってたし。
I guess from her perspective, she probably wouldn't realize that we're a student. So, and I mean, we technically are like past student age. So, I guess this would be okay. This would be, interesting.
普段何してるとか今は全然わからないわけでしょ。三吉くん全然メールとかくれないしさ。
Oh, you guys are friends. You text each other. That's just before I don't get reception where I'm staying
そう
now.
だったっけ。でも元気そうで本当によかった。
I see that you're still as hyper as ever. Mio-chan! Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
病院で看護師が暗いと大問題でしょ。
I hate to tell you, most American nurses are like... No, I mean, there's definitely a lot of good ones, but I've seen some that are just kind of moody. Good point. I was so absorbed in our conversation, I almost forgot about Muko. Seeing me chatted up with a nurse who came out of nowhere has made her frozen stiff as if time had stopped for her.
お、
And she's noticed Muko as well. Hey, Muko.
誰三吉くんの連れだったの。かわいい女の子。今日はみちるちゃんと一緒じゃないのね。
Faced with the same vigor that Mio-chan had when interacting with me, Muko winces. Could it be that she's never dealt with this kind of person before? Ah, she's...
わかった。三吉くんの彼女だ。違います。お、
Muko instantly denies it before I can say anything. Mio-chan and I are both shocked at the speed of her response.
あれ？違ったんだ。ごめんね。早とちりしちゃった。はい。勘違いは早く訂正しておく必要があると思いましたので、こちらこそ失礼な言い方をしてしまいました。
Aw, somebody's jealous. How cute.
いえ。
She's surprised that Muko is bowing and apologizing to her. She looks over at me for an explanation. This is Fushimi Mio-san. She's a nurse who's done a lot
は
for
じ
me.
めまして。伏見です。獅子型に牛尾と申します。牛尾ちゃんね。ちゃんと覚えたわよ。
With a beaming smile, Mio-chan stares intently at Muko. She says nothing as she accepts the unreserved gaze. You should probably stop staring.
ごめんね。可愛い子だからつい。ごめんね、牛尾ちゃん。いえ、私は別に。んで、どうして一緒に？
After their brief introductions, Mio asks an innocent question. It's to be expected considering that Michiru usually comes with me, and on top of her being absent, I brought a different girl along. She's here to keep me company in Michiru's stead. Michiru wasn't feeling well, and yet she keeps insisting on coming with me, so I convinced her to settle for having someone else come.
あー、なるほどね。みちるちゃんは私のこと心配しまくりだもんね。わかるわ。
Your safety, huh? Don't think it's someone I'm gonna assault you.
あー、ごめんごめん。そんなこと全然ないのにね。
I should probably stop letting her have her way. Do you think I'm spoiling her too
そんな
much?
ことないんじゃない？なんだかんだ言って、みちるちゃんだってお兄ちゃんのこと好きだから病院についてくるんでしょ？
You think all she does is complain and she gets angry whenever I'm talking to you. I can't see it as her coming here because she wants to.
みちるちゃんは君に子供扱いされるのが嫌なのよ。私と君が話してるとどうしても話についてきにくくなるでしょ？
You do talk pretty fast, I'll give you that one. Well, that sounds like she's being childish and hating being left
そう
out.
でしょうか。
あ？
いえ、なんでもありません。どうぞ。
She says that expressionlessly. I bet she's already figured out the reason why Michiru wanted her to come with me. Granted, I don't completely understand Michiru's thought process.
しかし、みちるちゃんのお願いなのか。うんうん、いろいろ納得いったわ。そうだよね。こんなに可愛い彼女が三吉くんにできるなんておかしいと思ってたんだよね。
What's that supposed to mean?
そのままの意味だけど、自分の胸に手を当ててよーく考えてみればわかるんじゃない？
Nothing's coming to
嘘、
mind.
それって問題あると思うよ。
She says that mercilessly and I'm unable to respond. Whenever I talk to her, it always ends up like this.
ごめんなさい。久しぶりに会ったからちょっとおしゃべりしすぎちゃったね。
Ah, yeah, you're
それ
right.
じゃあ今日はみちるちゃんじゃなくて牛尾ちゃんが一緒に行きましょう。はい、 よろしくお願いいたします。
Sorry for making you go through all of
別
this.
に。
Mio-chan starts walking and Muko follows not far behind her. I hurry to catch up when we proceed to the interior of the hospital. Hey
何でしょ
Muko,
うか。
you understand the situation now,
どの
right?
事情でしょうか。
Why Michiru asked you to come
み
with
ちる
me?
さんにとって伏見さんの存在が問題だということはなんとなくわかりますが。
Yeah, I could see that. Well, maybe not a nuisance, but just to look my way the entire time we're talking. She mechanically stares straight ahead at Mio-chan's back. Things aren't looking too swell. Her mood's back to what it was before the cakes. Michiru's not worried about my health, so there's really no need for you to stay with.
いいえ、頼まれたことですから。
Oh, okay, protective. She interrupts me with a voice that's filled with thorns. If my hunch is correct, the level of displeasure is at the highest it's been all day. Perhaps because I'm so accustomed to talking to Mio-chan that I often end up forgetting about the other people around me. And Muko, given her character, just doesn't get along with someone as energetic as Mio-chan. I should probably be more
この
careful.
病院は患者とスタッフを名前で呼び合うという決まりでもあるのでしょうか。
Huh? Why do you ask?
それとも君が無頓着に誰彼構わず愛想を振りまいているだけですか。
Damn, she's pissed. It doesn't make it sound like I did anything. It's because Mio-chan started calling me Mitsuyoshi-kun all the time that everyone started copying her.
では伏見さんとはなぜそのように。
I think I could see her expression grow sterner. She's not saying anything, but I can feel her demanding an explanation right this instant, which makes me uneasy. Wait, why am I panicking? I haven't done anything wrong. She used to live in the same neighborhood as us before the fire happened in my home, so I've known her since before she became a nurse. She was the oldest one out of all the kids in the neighborhood, and even now I can't win against her. Michiru and I moved after the fire, and we didn't keep in touch, and then we happened to reunite at this
な
hospital.
るほど、そういうわけですか。納得いきました。
In spite of what she says, her expression remains the same. Honestly, I lose a lot of the arguments I have with Mio-chan, so I don't want her to see that. I don't want to show her my weakness. It'd really help if she left now. You're still planning on staying with me.
当たり前でしょ。みちるさんとの約束なのですから。それとも私がいると何か不都合なことでもあるのですか。
Yeah, Mitsuyoshi, you need to stop implying that you don't want her there. Because it's making her mad. She wants to be there with you. She finally turns to face me, and I'm met with a glare causing me to flinch and
では
stammer.
最後まできっちり付き添いますのでご安心ください。
Oh, right. Sorry for wasting your time like this. My tone of voice makes it difficult to go against her. Sometimes she gets angry at me and I have no idea why. My best option would just be to bear it.
二人とも仲良しだね。本当に付き合ってるとかじゃないの？
何度も言いますが違います。
Mio-chan turns her head to ask us that. And again, Muko shoots it down with incredible speed. They're so cute together. He's clearly jealous. Well, then I feel bad about this, but wait for me here.
はい、私のことはお気になさらず。
Seeing off Koga-kun after he's changed into a hospital gown, I wait outside the room by myself. I don't know how long this examination will take. However, having to wait until it finishes doesn't bother me. Maybe it'd be a good idea to use this time to sort out some of the knowledge I've obtained. Ooh, we get a little insight into her thinking here. I consider that I know someone else approaching me.
牛尾ちゃん、一人で待つの退屈じゃない？
What the? Don't you have a job to do? Turn to see who it is and find Fushimi-chan. She looks at me with a smile on her face. Like this, she gives off the vibe of an extremely kind and sociable person. In a way, she's similar to Matsuki.
検査が終わるまで10分くらいかな。その間ちょっと待っててね。
わざわざありがとうございます。
いいの。三吉くんが連れてきた女の子だから気になってるんだ。
そうですか。
うん。
She nods and for some reason sits down beside me. She then shamelessly proceeds to stare at me.
さっき自己紹介したけど、私、伏見美代。昔は三吉くんとみちるちゃんの家の近所に住んでたの。
それは先ほど古賀くんにお聞きしました。
三吉くんたちが引っ越した理由も牛尾ちゃんは知ってるのかな？
はい、
そっか。検査の理由も？
She stares at me even harder after I nod. Her eyes are brimming with curiosity. I don't mean that in a good way. She's being awfully rude.
じゃあ、私と三吉くんがこの病院で久しぶりに再会したことは？
それも聞きました。
三吉くん、牛尾ちゃんには何でも話すんだね。
Ah, I see. She's probing her. She wants to know how close she is to Koga. Okay. Her smile hasn't faded this entire time. Is there some sort of meaning behind it? I can't tell since I barely even know her. And what she said about him telling me everything is incorrect. Whether it be about his illness or his sister, I deduce all of it from information I acquired. It wasn't him telling me of his own accord.
ところで、二人はどういう関係？牛尾ちゃんと三吉くんってどこで知り合ったの？
どういう関係と言われましても。
もしかしてみちるちゃんの同級生かな？
はい。ほぼそういう関係です。
It's quite far from the truth, but there's no need for me to explain everything that's happened until now, so I simply nod. Even if I wanted to explain it, I'd have to reveal that Koga-kun transferred to our school in place of Michiru-san. But I don't feel that it's necessary.
なんでしょうか。
It looks like she's trying to appraise me, and that feeling is getting stronger by the minute. What are her true intentions? It's bugging me, oddly enough.
知らなかったな。三吉くんってこういうタイプの子が好みだったんだ。
は？
My voice comes out by itself. It takes me a few seconds to fully process what she said out of the blue.
一体何の話ですか？
あれ、やっぱり彼女じゃないの？
違うと2度も言ったはずですが。
ごめんね。私てっきり照れてごまかしてるだけなのかと思っちゃって。
I fail to comprehend what could have possibly led her to believe that. On what grounds did she interpret my reaction in that way?
そっかそっか。じゃあ、牛尾ちゃんの片思いか。
Wow, way to make it not obvious. Her next words render me unable to do anything but shout in a surprised voice. The astonishment causes me to stand up, and Fushimi-san giggles at me. What is she finding so
牛尾
funny?
ちゃん、病院ではお静かに。はい、座って座って。
はい。
Uh-oh, Ushio found someone to get the upper hand on her too. My cheeks flushed after realizing the force with which I had reflexively sprung up. Paying careful attention to my actions, I sit back down and stare back at her. She's still all smiles.
誤解です。
そっか、誤解か。
I respond while keeping my volume in check while she looks at me warmly. She's taking complete control of the conversation. This is what Koga-kun meant when he said that he can't win against her. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Can't let things keep going like this. She'll make a fool out of me if I don't calm down and do something about the situation. Calm down, Ushio. Don't let something so ridiculous throw you for a loop. If I calm down and be my usual self, I'm sure I can launch a counterattack.
で、三吉くんのどういうとこが好きなの？
別に好きではありません。
好きじゃないのにわざわざ付き添ってるの？
みちるさんに頼まれただけです。
I'll be fine. No matter what she asks, I'll have a proper answer. I'm only here at Michiru-san's request. I'd wanted to come out to do some research anyway, so it worked out. There's no other reason than that. She'll never get to hear what she's hoping to hear from
本
me.
当にそれだけなの？
ええ、そうです。具合が悪そうなみちるさんの頼みを無限にはできませんから。
She probably wants to have fun seeing me fluster, but if I respond like this, I'm sure she'll get bored and leave soon
伏見
enough.
さんはこの場にいても大丈夫なのですか？
どうして？
今はお仕事の途中ではないかと思う。
そうだね。
Yeah, she's just kind of ignoring her job. She continues to smile, but I can instantly sense that there's a different feeling concealed within it now. She must be losing interest now that I'm keeping my calm. I can easily tell when there are changes in someone's emotions.
そういえば、牛尾ちゃん知ってる？
主語がない話をされても理解できません。
あのね、三吉くんのここのとこ、面白い形のあざがあるんだよ。
She points towards her inner thigh as her gaze remains fixed on me. My mind blanks out at this unexpected
お花
topic.
みたいに可愛い形の。知ってた？
My brain finally resumes its normal operations. Firstly, what is she aiming for? It's obvious that she's trying to agitate me by waving around a suggestive topic like that. From there, she's trying to draw out my true feelings. That much is easy to figure out. So there's one serious matter. Did Koga-kun really have a birthmark on his inner thigh? I like how she's not even worried about what she's gonna think. She's like, is there actually one there? I mean, I think she would know. I mean, they did have, you know, some scenes in the first game. So, I mean, I'm gonna have to censor this. Well, it was not my intention, Koga-kun. I did once, make love since he was under the effects of a certain mist. No matter how much I think back to that incident, I can't recall him having a birthmark there. I was frightened at the time, but it was really something that peculiar. There's no way I would have missed it. In which case, there's only one possible conclusion. She's lying, and it's a leading question.
いえ、知りませんでした。そうなのですか?
Sort out my thoughts and give a composed response, which causes a curious expression to appear on her face. Most likely because I didn't answer the way she was expecting. However, her reactions are matching my expectations perfectly. I knew that she just wanted to see me
お
flustered.
話はそれだけですか?
Thanks for waiting. It seems I lost track of time while we were talking, as Koga-kun's examination is finished. I stand up as if nothing happened and walk up to him. You were with Miyo-chan, huh?
へえ、私が退屈だろうと話し相手をしてくださっていました。
Huh.
何ですか?
No,
とて
nothing.
も親切な方だなと思いましたよ。
Yeah, she is. Thanks for that, Miyo-chan.
全然。
それでは次の検査ですね。次はどちらですか?
Yeah, over there. I've still got a lot to get through. Are you gonna be
当
okay?
然です。
Alright.
ああ、じゃあ次の場所まで行きましょう。
Sure thing. Once again, Koga-kun and I walk side by side behind Fushimi-chan.
あれ、今ので無反応って三吉くん本当に脈なしなのかな?
She seems to be muttering something to herself, but I can't quite make out what she's saying. It's probably better that you don't. That's funny. By the time all my examinations are done, it's already evening. Having received the results, I would normally be going to change and then leave. Normally, that is. It does happen often, but it's somewhat troublesome this time. So I try to figure out how to explain things. I unconsciously sigh. Luka seems to have picked up on it and gets up from her seat to walk over to me.
どうかしましたか? 古賀くん。
Oh, well,
ちょ
it's
っと
just...
何です? 君の話からするとこれで検査はすべて終わったはずでは?
There goes my plan of lying to her and saying that I still had some more. I'm kicking myself for explaining the whole thing to her at the beginning.
何
Well,
かあったのですか?
it's not anything serious, but you see, there's a bit of a mistake and I have to get re-examined. It'll probably take a while, so you head back first. Her expression stiffens
検査
slightly.
結果を教えてください。
Her sharp intuition can be such a pain sometimes. It's not like they were bad or
君
anything.
の主観は聞いていません。正確に検査結果を教えてくださいと言っ
There's nothing I can do. She won't hold back down. She won't back down until I tell her the truth. I don't want to cause her any unnecessary worry, but I don't think she'll let me keep quiet about it for any longer. There was some abnormal value, so I'll have to redo some tests tomorrow. She gasped, rendered speechless by my statement. It's not as big of a deal as it sounds, and it's happened many times before. Anyways, I'll be staying here tonight, so could I ask you to go back by yourself? Hey, Muko.
え
Were you listening to what I said?
ええ、今までにも何度かあると。
I was worried that she was too shocked by it, but it looks like she was listening after all. However, she continues to stand still and say nothing.
はい。
Are you not heading back?
え
Like I said, I'm staying the night since I have to redo the test tomorrow. I can't go back with you, and I feel bad about it after you stuck with me the entire day, but... Did she happen to miss that part? She stares at me curiously for a while. Has she fully grasped what's going on yet?
えと、
She finally comes to an
今までに
understanding.
も何度か同じことはあったんですよね。一泊して再検査することが。
That's right.
では、以前同じことがあったとき、
Conversation's starting to head in a weird direction. Regardless, I don't have the option of not answering. She stayed with me, and we leave together the next day after getting the
わ
results.
かりました。
I understand what? I've got a bad feeling about this. I'm pretty sure that feeling is going to be exactly what happens
私も
next.
止まります。
Seriously.
何か問題でも
No,
みちる
but
さんが付き添われていた時に止まられていたのなら、私も止まって最後まで検査結果を確認する義務があります。
obligated, huh? She's completely serious. I never thought she'd feel so indebted towards Michiru, but it might have been inevitable given her personality. But if you stay, then that means, we'll be in the same room
そ
together.
れくらい分かっています。
Oh, okay. She's not gonna listen to me if I tell her to leave. She's talking about obligations and stuff after all. It's painfully obvious they're trying to convince her otherwise is gonna get me nowhere. Well then, looking forward to your company. There's a meek look on her face as she nods. Certainly wasn't expecting this to happen, but I can't deny that it's somewhat disconcerting. It's not like we're handcuffed together like that one time. Should be no big deal. That was really funny. Koga-kun leaves to fill in the paperwork required to stay for the night. He's also going to take the necessary steps to allow me to stay with him. This is taking up a lot of my time. Something tells me that I shouldn't leave him alone no matter what.
牛尾ちゃん
While I'm waiting for Koga-kun, I hear Fushimi-san call out to me. I give her a nod and she takes a seat
付
beside
き添い
me.
で泊まることにしたの？
はい、
やっぱり心配？
はい。
Yeah, something like that. I nod and she looks back at me warmly. She knows the circumstances surrounding Koga-kun's condition, the details of it. It's part of her job. If she's able to make that face while being privy to that knowledge, I can tell that she truly wants to avoid causing unnecessary anxiety to those close to the
あ
patient.
のね、そこまで心配しなくても大丈夫だよ。再検査で一泊する人って三吉くん以外にも結構いるんだからね。
そうなんですか。
ええ、だからそんな顔しなくても大丈夫。
It's really interesting that in Japan they would just have you stay the night. Here in America, that would cost you thousands of dollars to just stay the night in the hotel room. Or to just stay the night in a hospital room versus a hotel room. So, like, there's no way you would ever do that. I just don't think they would even let you to begin with. Let the look off your face.
はい。
I can tell she's trying to reassure me, however, I can't come to terms with that so readily. I know almost nothing about Koga-kun's illness. I understand that it's a rare condition, but I'm useless as to what it means, when someone like him has to undertake those
み
tests
ちる
again.
ちゃんも前に再検査になった時は慌ててたけど、次の日に結果を聞いたらなんだってケロッとしてたからね。
みちるさんもですか。
だからあんまり心配しないでね。心配しすぎると牛尾ちゃんの具合も悪くなっちゃうから。
私にまで気を使っていただいて申し訳ありません。
だって三吉くんが連れてきた子だもん。
いえ、頼まれて無理についてきただけですから。
うんうん、やっぱりね。
She suddenly starts nodding contentedly, and I look up at her, wondering what's going
あのね
on.
牛尾ちゃん、一つ言っとかないといけないんだけど。
何ですか？
It'll be that she's warning me to be careful when I'm alone with him. She draws her face closer to my ear and whispers,
さっきのあざの話、嘘だからね。あざとかそんなの全然ないから。
Ah, interesting. Too bad we already knew. She moves her face away and lightly pats me on the back while smiling. Oh, you two were together.
三吉くん、いろいろ終わった？
Yeah, it's all done. All that's left is to head to the room they gave
そっ
us.
か。じゃあ一緒に行きましょう。
Fine, fine. Hey, Muko, let's
わ
go.
かりました。
We get up from our seats and Fushimi-san takes the lead. Koga-kun walks beside her and I gaze at their backs as we make our way through the hospital. As I'm walking, I think back to what Fushimi-san just said now.
さっきのあざの話、嘘だからね。あざとかそんなの全然ないから。
It's nice that she's kind of rooting for us. Her intention was most likely to instill courage within me. Perhaps she felt sorry for deceiving me with that trick question. Basically, she was trying to pull a prank on me that meant no harm. That much I understand. So logically, this would be something to be happy about. However, my brain keeps mulling it over, whether I want it to or not. How was she able to assert that he doesn't have one? I had previously seen Koga-kun's naked body, which is why I knew that to be true. That's right, if she's never seen it before, then she can't say for sure that he has no birthmarks. It Would have said something along the lines of not knowing whether he actually had a birthmark or not. Put simply, she's the same as me. She knows that he has no birthmarks and unconsciously let it slip.
それはつまり
Oh, sad Ushio. He has the same grounds for being able to say something like that. I don't know, does Koga have some more experience? Arriving at our room for the night, Mio-chan starts tidying up and putting the room in order. This isn't my first time, so it's not anything special. So I'm going to be sleeping the entire time anyways in preparation for tomorrow.
前にも経験あるから今回は詳しい説明はいらないかな。
That'll be fine. Sorry for making you do all this.
何言ってるの。これが私の仕事なんだからそんなこと言わないの。
I guess so.
うしおちゃん、簡易ベッド用意してあるから寝るときはこっちね。
はい
Her energy from before is all but gone. She seemed worried about my having to redo the checkup, but she was pretty enthusiastic about staying the night with me. So how come she looks so depressed now? I'm laughing at myself now for getting my hopes up.
本当にさっきのもう気にしなくていいんだよ。
いえ気にしてません
What are you talking
いい
about?
の。三吉くんは関係ないんだから。
It kinda does, to be honest. Something happened between the two of them. Was Mio-chan teasing her again? No, she wouldn't look this dejected from something like that. I'll have to ask Muko about it in secret later.
それじゃ私そろそろ他の患者さんのとこ行くから何かあったらナースコールをしてね。
Gosh, how long is your shift? You've been here all day?
牛尾ちゃんも困ったことがあったら声かけてね。
わざわざありがとうございます。
それじゃあ二人ともごゆっくり。
What's that supposed to mean? She leaves the room with a huge smile on her face. Muko remains quiet even after we're left alone in the room. Hey, Muko. She doesn't respond when I call out to her, seemingly deep in thought. I'm starting to get worried. Something happened. Did she say something to you? No response. I can't help if you won't tell me. I'm not a Magi or like Tsubaki-chan. So this is almost like back when we first met, when she wouldn't talk to me about anything. I'm finding it hard to keep my
君だって私に何も言わないではありませんか。
Dang, she's really hurt by this. But if we kept doing that, we never would have gotten to know each other better. At the very least, if you suddenly go quiet like that, I'd obviously think that something's wrong. Well, if you don't want to talk about it, I won't force it out of you. I can't stand how our relationship has essentially reverted back to what it was before, and my spite shows in my words. Damn it. Why am I getting so emotional? I take a deep breath to try and calm myself down. So what happened? You don't want to tell me about it, huh? For some reason, she looks at me with a face of protest. What? If you got complaints, let me hear them.
君は
Comes out of her mouth next to something I would have never anticipated.
君は伏見さんとどういう関係なんですか。
Come again? Unable to determine what her intentions are, so I end up repeating her question. You want to know about my relationship with Mio-chan?
ええ、そうです。
Not really much to say, I've already told you
昔
everything.
近所に住んでいた知り合いというそれだけの関係ですか。
Yeah? Nothing more to explain. Our reunion at the hospital was a complete coincidence. There's nothing else that's
本当
noteworthy.
にそれだけなのですか。
あ
そんなわけはないでしょう。あれだけ親しそうにしていたのに。
Wait, what are you talking about? We've known each other since we were kids, so of course
そ
we're
れ以上の
close.
ことを感じましたが。
What makes you think that? Unable to follow the flow of the conversation, her expression grows even more stern.
先ほど伏見さんから話を聞きました。古賀くんのここに花形のあざがあるという話です。
Huh? She points to her inner thigh as she says that. It's quite close to her nether regions, too. That only serves to confuse me further. She looked like the world was about to end a minute ago, so why is she angry now? Wait, what are we talking about again? Alright, a birthmark on my inner
彼女は
thigh.
多分そういえば私が取り乱して面白い反応をすると思ったのでしょう。
Yeah, that sounds like a prank she'd
し
play.
かし私は彼女が思ったような反応をしませんでした。すると彼女はあざの話は嘘だ、君にはあざはないと先ほど言ったのです。
Right. So this topic, what was Mio-chan... What was what Mio-chan was saying not to worry about. But wait, that should have been the end of it. I don't have a birthmark like that. It was all a lie. End of discussion.
なぜ彼女は知らないではなくあざはないと言ったのですか？
What?
それはつまりあざはないと断言できるだけの根拠が彼女にはあるということでしょう。
Sorry, I had to pause the video for a second. I accidentally like skipped over a few things. I don't know why I hit my control key, but so we kind of left off right here with this. And then what exactly are you getting at? I'm asking about your relationship with that woman. I think I finally understand. It seems that a conversation about a birthmark on my body has led her to believe that Mio-chan and I are more than just friends. I get that now. I get that, but what good is knowing going to do? Let's say hypothetically there was something between me and Mio-chan. There's nothing wrong with that. We're adults after all.
それは自白と受け取って構わないということですか？
Are you listening? I said hypothetically.
では最後の別にいいというのは何ですか？何がいいというのです？
I wouldn't be causing trouble for anyone now, would I?
迷惑なら私に思い切りかけたではありませんか。
Oh, am I now? My mouth stops moving. Don't tell me she's referring to. She gives me a cold stare, saying that I have nothing to say in
あれだけひどい
response.
ことをされたんですから私には君の女性関係を聞く権利があるでしょ。
Wow, okay, somebody feels entitled here. Why do they have to do flashbacks of the 8 scenes? Now I gotta find these and censor them. I mean, I've already had to censor the one blip earlier. It's like, oh, I had to hunt for these. No doubt about it, she's referring to back then. I really need to start writing down timestamps, but you know, I'm not a smart man like that. It was too good to be true for her to forget due to the side effects of the mist. She was just pretending the entire time. Why? Are you bringing that up now of all
そんなこ
times?
とはどうでもいいんです
Of course
い
it
いんです
is.
それよりなぜ彼女はあざがないとはっきり断言できるのですか
That's because I'm guessing she saw like during a checkup or something? Her face is serious. So serious that it renders me speechless. She's even aware of what she's saying. I doubt she realizes the ridiculousness of what she just
そん
said.
なのは君の裸を見ていないとわからないことではありませんか
Well, that's honestly, it's difficult for me to respond. Trying to lie or keep quiet isn't gonna work. I know she means business, having brought up what happened with Cupid's bow, which I thought she had all but forgotten about.
言えないようなことが過去にあったのですか
No, nothing like
で
that.
はなぜ彼女は君にあざがないと断言できるのです
You know, they do a lot of things when you're first admitted to a hospital. A lot of checkups, they do. A lot of surprise, a look of surprise appears on her face after she hears my vague explanation. I don't think a doctor has seen me like that, maybe since I was younger. I think they kind of do a checkup just to make sure you're growing okay. And I think that was the last time. So that would have been, who knows, like 20 years ago for me? Like, it probably would have been when I was a young kid. That's probably the only time that I would have ever, like, shown anything to a doctor. I don't think they've ever seen anything after that. Look of surprise appears on her face after she hears my vague explanation. She then immediately blushes and looks away. She must be embarrassed about having jumped to conclusions. If she still didn't get it, I would have had to go into more detail. Please, don't make me spell out embarrassing things.
すみません
She lowers her head apologetically, but I can't let her off the hook so easily. So you do remember what happened back then, huh? She claims up when I ask her that. Why didn't you say anything about it?
私が覚えていたと話しても互いの関係が良好になるわけではないでしょう話して関係が悪化するくらいなら黙っているのが最良だと判断したまでのことです
That's definitely a thought process that she'd go through. I had my suspicions, but that's not the problem right now. Then why'd you bring it up a minute ago? Is it only to confirm what Mio-chan said about my
ええ
birthmarks?
そうですそれが必要だったからです
Why'd you bother so much? It shouldn't even matter to
確
you.
認する必要があったんです私の体をもてあそんだ古賀くんが彼女ももてあそんだのかどうか
Oh, okay. But then what kind of animal do you take me
どうも
for?
こうももてあそんだのは事実ではありませんか
That was because of the mist.
君はミストの力であれば他人をもてあそんでもいいというのですかなんて無責任な
I mean, I'm not saying it's acceptable, but it's not like I had a choice. The remark pains me. I wasn't planning on ignoring it. When I wanted to apologize, she was already pretending that she forgot it all. Never said that. I thought you forgot and didn't want you to be traumatized if I brought it up. Not to mention that you were pretending you didn't remember when I wanted to
つまり
apologize.
君はあの件を謝ればそれで済む、そう思っているのですね。
Will you stop twisting my words?
君が無責任だからですよ。責任を取ってくれるとでも言うんですか？
Oh, you want him to do something when he's not under the influence of a mist. Is that what you're saying? I will intend to do that from the very beginning. How do you want me to do it? Do you want me to marry you and take care of you for the rest of my life? Rest of your life? If that'll make it up to you, I'll gladly oblige. Oh! Okay, you said that very casually. You know, you just want to, take care of her? Yeah? Marry her? Yeah? Hearing what I said at the spur of the moment, her face turns beet red. I can't tell if it's out of embarrassment or rage.
何ですかその態度は。反省というものが全く感じられません。
I'm trying to make it up to you because I feel guilty about it. Tell me what I should do then.
なぜそんなことを私がいちいち説明しなくてはならないのですか？
Because you're the one who's telling me to take responsibility for it. Unable to think of a comeback, she bites her lip out of vexation. This is probably the first time I've seen her act so irrationally. She's overcome with emotion, blurting out whatever comes to her mind. Excuse me. Though I'm not the one to talk, considering that my blood's boiling from this argument. Gosh, the sexual tension is just increasing by the moment. This pause allows me to cool my head. I don't want to be having this dispute either. I can't help but sigh, appalled at my own lack of self-discipline. I should have been able to handle the situation better. I'm getting tired. I never intended on having our quarrel go on for so long, and I probably went overboard at times. I heave another sigh and lie down on my bed. Muko raises her head and looks at me worriedly. The earlier tension in her face is gone. I shouldn't have said some of the things I said. My true feelings leak out. I'm positive she heard them loud and clear. I opened my eyes slightly and...
私だってこんなつもりじゃ。
See, the tears are forming in her eyes. I thought that she's actually been acting strangely for a while now, but this makes me sit straight up.
もうわかりません。君が何を考えているのか。私はどうしたらいいんですか？私は君までいなくなってしまったらって心配で不安で、それでなのに。
I didn't think about that, you know? She had a lot going on with Matsuki, you know? So it makes sense that she's kind of worried about people, you know, disappearing and not knowing where they are.
何も話してくれないし、帰れって言うし、どうして私を遠ざけることばっかり。そのくせ伏見さんとは何でも話して、そんなに伏見さんがいいんですか？君は。私だってわかって君があの時おかしくなってたことくらい別に責任を取ってほしかったわけじゃないのに、ただ私は君が私に変な義理立てしないようにってだからなかったことにしたんです。なのに君は本当に何もなかったみたいに。さっきだって別にいいとか。どうして私ばかりこんな思いをしなきゃ。
Her body's shaking. She's looking more fragile than I've ever seen her before. I'm like, wow, yeah, she's getting very emotional. Like, gosh. I guess it really meant a lot to her then. Tears fall down her cheeks as both of us remain silent. I finally understand now. Her emotional instability was entirely my fault. How did I not realize it until she started crying? Thinking back, there have been numerous hints. I thought I already knew that she's roundabout with her feelings when it comes to me. Don't cry, okay?
誰のせいだと。
Don't don't make that face. I gently caress her cheeks as I wipe away her tears. And no matter how much I do so, they won't stop flowing, as if a dam inside her had burst open. Stop crying already. I draw my face close to hers and our lips meet. I did that almost unconsciously. Seeing her crying compelled me to do that. Not even gonna give us a CG for it, huh? Lips are soft. Kiss her again and again, yearning for that sensation. No matter how many times I do it, she doesn't reject me and remains perfectly still. A moan escapes her mouth. As she submissively accepts my kisses, it's hard to imagine that she was the same person yelling at me earlier. Tears haven't stopped, but my lips mute her sobs. You guys better not do something in the hospital. Come on, this is not a place for that. Our lips separate and she stares at me, confused and apprehensive. Why did he kiss me? I want to know, but I can't ask him that. What if he doesn't give me the answer I'm looking for? It's probably safe to assume that's what's going on through her head right now. Doesn't say anything and simply waits for me to speak. Hey.
Hi.
For now, I'll answer all your questions one at a time, so listen up. I didn't tell you that I had to retake the test because I didn't want you to worry. It's really no big deal since I've had this happen many times before. I'm not really concerned that I have to stay overnight, alright? Her eyes are still wet and she nods. I kept telling you to go back because I felt bad for making you keep me company. I wasn't trying to push you away. And well, I didn't want you to see my interactions with Mio-chan that much. A man's pride and everything, you know? My relationship with her is really nothing close to what you're imagining.
そうですか。それならいいです。邪推してしまい。
She finally starts wiping her tears of her own accord as she says that apologetically. Seems like she's come to terms with everything. But this isn't over yet. There's still a lot more I want to tell her. I'm sorry, too. I ended up taking advantage of you pretending to forget about that incident. I did something terrible to you.
もういいです。
No, that's not true. I can't say for sure that the mist was entirely to blame. There were times when I regained control of my senses. I probably could have stopped if I really wanted to. I do think that I'm at fault. It wasn't just kisses. I had her touch me. I touched her and it didn't stop at that. Her expressions and reactions at the time were unbearably cute and her soft body felt good. I drowned in that pleasure and stopped resisting the effects of the mist. She was right on the mark when she said that I was toying with her bodies I liked.
それでももういいです。
Crap. I think I recall too many of the details, and on top of that, the person in question is right before my eyes.
古賀君。
She instantly notices the change in me and looks at me nervously. Each and every one of her expressions is reminding me of that time. To make things worse, we're forced to spend the night together in this room. This is bad. I feel like I'm on the verge of relapsing. I have to come up with some other way to defeat this urge. Besides, I was regretting my actions moments ago, so what am I doing?
どうかしたのですか？
I should just come clean. I'm sure she'll get angry, and if she slaps me, that'd probably help me calm down and get rid of this awkward atmosphere. How do I say this? After talking about what happened back then, it reminded me of some things, and I kind
ちょっ
of...
と
My lower body is...
具合が悪いのですか？
No, you know...
違う？
This dialogue, I can't. Tilts her head, puzzled, looking somewhat dazed. It appears that she's truly confused and not joking around. She's usually so smart, so how come she's so clueless at times like this? I don't think I'll get through to her unless I spell it out. I want her to get mad at me anyway, so I got nothing to lose. Basically,
はい。
I got hard. She has to understand now. Her mouth is half open, frozen in that position. The unexpected statement must have stopped her brain from functioning, and it should restart given enough time.
何を考えているんですかこんな時に。だいたいさっき悪かったと言ったばかりではありませんか。最低です。君は本当に最低です。
This is what should happen, but you know what's not gonna happen? This. I'll probably say something along those lines soon enough. And I have no way of refuting it, even if I think I'm a terrible person. No matter how long I wait, she doesn't say anything, contemptuous. Strange. How long does it take for her to reboot? Don't tell me she's got too angry and fainted. I had turned away from her out of embarrassment, but when I looked back... Her hands are tightly clutched and her face is bright red. As if trying her hardest to endure something, she's biting on her lip and shivering. What's going on? This couldn't be any further from how I pictured it unfolding.
あの それは
Miko fidgets embarrassedly as she glances intermediately at me with her gaze cast downwards. Are you saying that you're...
私のことを意識しているということでいいんでしょうか。あの時まさかミストのクピドの矢の後遺症とかではない。
I don't think the after effects would be lingering this long, but sure. Hey, Muko.
何ですか？
That's against the rules. If you make any kind of face, your sister won't be able to hold back. Her cheeks become even redder. She starts getting flustered. It's plain as day that she's at a loss for what to do.
我慢って
Does that really need an explanation? I wonder what's gonna happen. Crazy, guys. Crazy stuff. Lily reached for her arm. However, she doesn't shrink away and it doesn't seem like she has any intention of avoiding me. You're not gonna run away. Gently grab her arm and her entire body trembles as she shakes her head. It's a sign that she dislikes it, but she's not outright refusing
や
it.
めてください。お願いですから。
That's some weak resistance she's got there. Hey, but no means no, guys, okay? Distance between her words and her inaction makes my heart race. Stimulated by this, my body moves on its own. Can I cut here? Should we be okay? On the arm I'm holding towards me, I close the gap between us and embraced her. Body quarters I received tenderly. Do you want me to stop? My palm doesn't stop moving as I whisper into her ear. It's hard to interpret her nods as a sign of refusal when she's letting out these soft moans. You don't want this to run away, Ushio. My hand starts slowly stroking her back again. Every time I do so, she trembles and a sweet voice escapes her lips. Her emotions and her voice stir my body and heart. My palm changes targets. Okay, I think we cut here. I think we'll stop here. I think we have an idea of what's going on. Okay, if you guys don't know what's going on, you shouldn't be watching this.
だったらどうするつもりだったのですか？
Yeah, they would have saw a lot if they walked in. Let's just say that. Huh, I'm not sure.
こんなところ
Her eyes grow misty, perhaps from having imagined that scenario. Nevertheless, not once has she complained about the actual deed. And I'm not sure she realizes that
なんとか
herself.
言ったらどうなんです？君少しは反省しているんですか？
I don't know, isn't there a saying like, doesn't matter, had sex? And I think that was a meme for a while. Well, I do feel sorry for what I did, really.
何ですか？何か弁解があるならどうぞ。
I knew beforehand that at this time of night, nobody comes unless you explicitly call for them. Her eyes open wide and her face goes red when she hears that. I didn't keep that from her deliberately, but I end up putting a warm smile on my face, making it seem like I did. There's a pretty good chance that we would be
な
safe.
ぜそれを先に言わない？
Her palm comes flying towards you. That'll give me any time to dodge, slapping me in the face. You don't have to hit
君
me.
が最初にそれを言わないからです。
I don't know, some people like the thrill of possibly getting caught. That's a thing.
何ですか？
So it would have been fine if I told you earlier.
何を言ってるんですか？
But
そん
you...
なわけありません。
She turns away, blushing. I don't think she's going to listen to anything I say for the next little while. Next day, I retake my test, and now the results are in.
お疲れ様。検査結果全然大丈夫だったよ。
Oh, that's good to hear.
ごめんね。また泊まりになっちゃって。
Nah, it's no big deal.
本当に何ともないのですか？
大丈夫だよ。
Luka looks completely taken aback by the news, the opposite of Neo-chan's beaming face. She probably never expected that it'd be over without any trouble. I told you, this happens all the time.
牛尾ちゃん、三吉くんのこと。
それは
Being asked that directly, she blushes and turns away from Neo-chan. I'm sure she didn't want anyone to know, but her reaction practically gives it away.
私タクシーを呼んできます。
Ah.
よろしくね。
Luka runs off towards the front entrance of the hospital. She probably doesn't want to deal with the embarrassment that would accompany the rest of this conversation.
あらら、牛尾ちゃん、顔真っ赤だったね。
Was it?
昨日、二人きりの時に何かあったのかな？
Who knows?
何否定しないんだ。さては昨日は優しさから青春の過ちを犯しちゃったのね。
Oh, come on now. What's youthful blunder supposed to even mean? She'd explain it in detail if I actually asked that out loud, so I decided to keep it to
ど
myself.
うなの？ねえ勢いとかムードとかでこうガーッと流しちゃったんじゃないの？
Are we like
それが若さよね。
are we like similar in age? I never lay a hand on someone with a personality like hers for such a half-hearted reason.
へえ、じゃあ本気なんだね。ま、昔のよしみで追求しないでおいてあげる。
Why thanks. Her eyes are brimming with curiosity. She's thoroughly enjoying herself. Try not to put weird thoughts into her head, okay? She's got a sharp mind, so she'll get the wrong idea.
いらん誤解ね。
Yeah, I ended up having to tell her a lot of things I didn't want to.
でも正直びっくりしたよ。まさか三吉くんが妹以外の誰かをここに連れてくるなんて思わなかったから。
Not because I wanted to, it only happened because Michiru begged her to
本
come.
当にそうなら理由つけて追い返してるでしょ、三吉くんなら。
I told her several times that she could go back without me, but she wouldn't
で
listen.
も結局一緒に泊まるのを許したじゃない？
She has her trademark smile on, as always. The way she sees through everything makes me lose my
それっ
cool.
てあの子が特別だからでしょ？ねえ、牛尾ちゃんに好きだって言わないの？
That's not exactly sure how to respond to such a candid question. Seeing me unable to answer, Mio-chan is all smiles
も
again.
う絶対大丈夫だって。牛尾ちゃんってば三吉くんのこと好き好きオーラすっごい出してたから。
Really, game? Are you alluding? They have to be alluding to what just happened. There's no way. You
そ
know.
うじゃなかったらあんな顔して私のこと見ないってば。やきもきしっぱなしだったじゃない。気づいてなかったの？言ってあげないの？
Face suddenly turned serious. I sigh heavily as I stare straight back at her. Not yet, at
う
least.
ーん
Oh, did these two have a thing? Like, actually? Some other stuff I need to take care of first.
早く言えるようになるといいね。
Anyways, I should get going now. Thanks for
はーい
everything.
また次の定期検診の時にね。
We wave goodbye to each other and leave the building. It's only been a day, but it feels like I've been away for months. Nothing of interest happens after that, and we arrive at the school without incident. Although we came back here together, we didn't really say much to each other. Well, Muko looking uncomfortable didn't help, but it's not like I can do anything about that. I've got an enormous responsibility in my hands now, so I'm thinking about taking a step back for the time being.
そうですね。
Oh, she responded. Has she regained enough of her energy to hold a normal conversation? I guess it's because of how much has happened since I first came here.
それは私も同じように感じます。
She answers without looking my way. She's still a bit fidgety and restless, and she's trying to act normally for the most part. I should take this chance to confirm one last thing. Don't pretend to forget this time, okay? I thought that you might try to pull the same stunt again. If she remembers everything that's happened, I wonder, is there still going to be other routes in the last game? It'd be kind of weird, like, if he got so close to her and then just kind of abandoned her at some point, you know?
それはなかったことにしてほしかったという意味ですか？
Twisted my words again. No, you couldn't be more wrong. Her eyes are full of suspicion. She looks like she has something she wants to say, but I can't tell exactly what's going through her head. I think that'd be cool, like, if they're officially dating in the third game. I would really like that a lot. I know that you could do a much better job of pretending it never happened if you actually wanted
当たり
to.
前です。
I've got a suggestion then.
何ですか？
How about we put what happened yesterday on hold for now? Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to postpone it because I want
いえ
to.
弁解は必要ありません。君の意図は分かっています。今はそれどころではありません。早く20年前のことを調べなくてはならない。
Who cares about
そ
the
ういうこと
incident?
ですよね。
Yeah, if your hypothesis is true, the night students aren't actually dead, we might be able to meet Amaru again. Ooh, I like that they're actually like putting story into this. I might be able to meet Amaru again. Yes, that would be cool. Like if he's actually like still alive somewhere. She answers cool when I pick up Amaru, and she nods with a grave look on her face. She's back to her usual self. It's amazing to me how quickly she can shift
必ず
gears.
真実を突き止めてみせます。
It's reassuring that she's able to say that, but having seen the other side of her, it's a bit boring. Hey,
何です
Muko.
か？
I just remembered that I forgot to tell you something. I don't want anyone else to hear, so come
何の
closer.
相談です？
She walks up to me, looking confused. I lean forward and bring my mouth to her ear.
何か明暗でも考えついたのですか？
Is he gonna say what I think he's gonna say? No, it's
で
not.
は何なのです？
My lips almost touch the edge of her ear. I whisper. Okay, not what I thought he was gonna say, but that's really cute. That outfit looks good on you. You look super cute. Her face turns crimson instantly. She's left speechless by the sudden compliment and barely manages to turn her head to look at me. That's all I had to say. I'll be heading back to my room now. See you. I leave her standing there petrified and walk off. I'm thoroughly satisfied by that reaction of hers. The level of messing with her should be safe. Probably.
保留って言ったくせに
Chad Koga's back, guys. I turned a deaf ear to the complaints coming from behind me. Hell yeah. Are they gonna end it like that? Is that the end? Awesome. Perfect. That was a nice way to end the route. That was actually probably one of my favorite endings to a route that they've done. I think that's like picture perfect. I don't know if I got it. Oh, I got SSS. Okay, let's go. Really wonderful results. I'm happy
全
you
問
too.
正解おめでとう。とても素晴らしい結果ね。私も嬉しいわ。ところで、お祝いはどうしたらいいかしら。前回と違って、今回は台
Please,
本
Rito,
がない
sing.
のよね。
I want Rito to sing.
少し私も困っているのだけど。やったね。パーフェクトだよ。すごいよ。ごめんなさい。やっぱり忘れて。
Oh, I wasn't expecting that. That was so good. Okay, we have to see what the reward CG is. Hell yeah, we got a freaking Rito CG. Okay, I'll go ahead and put that on screen for you guys real quick. Oh, that's great. We're gonna have to save that image for sure. That's awesome. Okay. Alright, I got that saved. Okay, glitched out because it didn't tell me that there's new H scenes unlocked or whatever. It just showed a blank screen. I don't know why I did that. Anyways, guys, I want to give you my thoughts real quick. I am going to make one more episode. You guys want me to cover some of the H scenes? I haven't really been doing those. There's like these bonus scenes, and it has a little bit of like story, I guess. Or a little bit of like interaction between the characters. I'll try to make one more episode with that. We'll see. So maybe one more episode of Daybreak of Remnants Shadow, and then we're going to move on to the next game. So exciting. And I still got Happy Mayor going on. We got a lot of fun stuff going on here. Really, really good. Let's talk real quick just kind of about some of my thoughts about the game, and then I'll go ahead and end the episode, because I know it's been a long one. So, wow, okay. Perfect that we have all these characters on screen, because there's a lot I can talk about each one of them. So first of all, we got Momo down here in the bottom right. Didn't see her being a homunculus. That was an interesting one. Makes sense because she's kind of smaller. It seems like all the homunculus are kind of like childlike in a way. I wonder if we'll see that change, like if that's like a solid thing or if that's the only examples we've seen so far. But she was using Legestia and all that. That was pretty cool to see her using this giant ass sword that's way bigger than her. I hope Momo's not in the sequel. Can we just get rid of Momo as a character? I'd be perfectly okay with that. We got Amaru, who was actually Matsuki. Okay, so that was a big deal. You know, he was just kind of possessing Matsuki's body at the time due to whatever experiment they got going on at the school. Hopefully we'll get to see him again. They keep implying that we're going to, so I would imagine that he's still actually alive. I'm thinking it has something to do with the time magic, where they kind of like preserve their bodies in a certain state. So maybe none of the night students, maybe none of the students that were in that accident so many years ago are actually dead. Maybe that whole thing was just a big cover-up so that they could, you know, keep their bodies and, you know, try to preserve them for some experiment that they're doing. I'm thinking they're creating like a magical army or something. You know, where they're using kind of different bodies or transferring the soul to a different body or something. maybe they're just stronger that way. Maybe they're more expendable. I'm not sure. Koga was certainly interesting in this one. He had some moments where he was kind of his usual self, and some moments where he actually like was taking charge and being a little bit more confident. I like to see that. I like more confident MCs, I guess. So I like the moments that he was doing that. Fujito being homunculus was also a big surprise to me. They kept revealing that people were homunculus, and that was continued to be a surprise. I mean, Momo was one, Fujito, and then Rito, of course. It was quite the big surprise. We actually got a Fujito route. That was funny. I still can't believe they did that. That was hilarious. But I understand why they did it now. They kind of needed to in the second game if they were going to reveal that they did about her. But I'm glad we at least know a little bit more about why she was the way she was. That CG with her though, and Ninomai, if I understood that correctly, if there was no like deception on who she was talking to, if she was really talking to Ninomai and they're implying that Ninomai is Kral, like that was awesome. So good. But I think there's more to that. I'm really hoping Ninomai is Kral. I'm hoping I'm right on that. Like that's the way, that's what I got out of it. So I'm really hoping that was the case, because that was awesome. Oh shit, you know what I just realized? Okay, look at Fujito's sprite right here. The ermine is hidden behind her. You guys see that, right? Like there's that's implying something. That was implying that there's more to it, you know, the ermine than we're seeing. There's no way that's not supposed to be a hint. Okay, I just realized that. Mind blown. I don't know if I'm reading into that too much, but you can't tell me that's not like kind of coincidental, right? Because it's being blocked by Adelheid's hair. Come on. Anyways, Ushio's route was really cute. I like how they kind of got her a little bit jealous and kind of exposing some feelings. I'm really curious to see what they're going to do going into the next game with that. I really hope that they end up kind of becoming a thing, maybe a little bit sooner into the story. But I have no idea where the third game is going to go. So I'd be okay if there's not necessarily a ton of routes, but we'll see. I don't know if they're going to introduce new characters for us to, like, you know, have a romantic relationship with. But I'd be okay if they just kind of have us date Ushio throughout the whole thing. I think that would be fair to her, because, I mean, obviously she's the main love interest. So, really liked her route. That was really cool. Adelheid's route was really good as well. I liked kind of getting to know her. I mean, she's a cool character, and then, you know, she's got big boobs. I'm just going to say it. You know, I actually really liked the addition of her and Louis to the story. I think that, like, made it so much better and added so many great moments. I mean, I'm just going to talk about these two kind of together. But, I mean, Louis had so much going on. He was, like, this huge, like, you know, comedy character at the start, right? And he had, like, some cool moments. But by the end, like, he actually had a lot of, like, valuable story moments. I would like for them to kind of explain what happens to them after all the events that happened here. I feel like if they did cover it, it was really quick, because I'm trying to remember. But I hope we get to see some more of them in the third game. I think that'd be cool. They don't necessarily need to be as big of a characters as they were before, but if they are, great. I mean, I'd still really like that as well. I can be okay with either way. Because now we have the addition of Matsuki, who's the only person not on here. Matsuki is definitely going to change up the dynamic of things. So we haven't really gotten to talk to her much. I'm assuming they're going to try to put her more into the story now. I don't know if she's going to continue being a student or how that'll work, because she's been kind of missing for a while. But we'll see. So I'm imagining Fujito's going to make a return as the principal. That's what I'm assuming, but I don't know. Are they really going to bring in another principal? We'll have to find out. But I think I'll kind of leave my thoughts there. I'm really excited for the third game. I'm really excited to see where this story is going to go after this. There's a lot they revealed. They revealed so much, and then they left us with even more things to look forward to. So I was really excited about that. I think Daybreak of Remnants Shadows was way better than the first game. I mean, the first game was great, and it was a good stepping stone for this one, but this one, like, blew me away. Honestly, one of the better visual novels I've played, for sure. I think I'll go ahead and end it here. I think that's some of my thoughts. I want to leave more of my thoughts, you know, as we find out more in the next game and conclude the series. So, anyways, guys, I appreciate you. I hope you've been enjoying it as much as I am. I'll probably make one more episode of this, you know, covering maybe some of those extra scenes, but we'll see. And then I'm going to move on to the next game. So, until then, guys, I'll see you then.